Welcome, one and all, Tow Professional on the Go podcast. You are there, we are here, and this is Tow Professional Podcast. Remember, this is your podcast, the one you've made number one to over 23,000 listeners worldwide. You've asked for it over and over again, so now we're available on YouTube, and a face that's made for radio is out here for all to see. So here I am. We appreciate every one of you listening, and this is going to be a great podcast today. It's one of our key sponsors, TowMate, with Chris Anderson. And let me tell you, we always ask him to come back because it's always so informative, and it gets the latest products out there in front of our listeners and shows you what the features and benefits of these products and how they can impact your business. That's the key. We want to show you what's out there so you make the right decisions when purchasing, and we know that's what helps you grow your business. So that's the important part of this. So to start out, good morning, Chris. We are so happy to have you today, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Darren. And I too have a face for radio, so here we are. No, we're happy to be here. Always a pleasure, my friend. This being the first video podcast I've done, so yeah, excited for the new format. We'll see if we can't do a little razzle dazzle today with some of the new stuff we're doing here.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I'm excited, brother. Well, before we get into the specific products, the first thing I want to ask is, what's the overall focus for TowMate as you look through 2026?
Yeah, well, here we are midway into February, and we've already got the wheels turning. Our focus this year is really going to be centered on flexibility, control, for the products, and education. The towing industry, it's not a one size fits all anymore. Operators need equipment that can adapt to different jobs, different regulations, different vehicles, and different situations, all while being intuitive and reliable. So at the same time, we see a growing need to help users truly understand their equipment, not just install it. So, we've got several things we're doing this year that's moving us in that direction.
Brother, that's absolutely awesome. So yeah, in the past where everything was everybody tried to make it a one size fits all. Here's a light, take that and run with it. You guys are going specific for every application. What have you got? What are your needs? And here's our products that can fit into that for you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want to have solutions that can address a myriad of needs all within one. So kind of trying to be a one size fits all, but actually addressing the needs of each individual. So we particularly on the warning light side, we've got some really exciting things coming.
Fantastic. So it sounds like you're doing the old under promise and over deliver for your clients. You can never go wrong with that.
Yeah, that's the idea.
I love it, man. Well, let me ask you this, Chris. I know one of the biggest releases so far from TowMate is the new Infinitra 58 quad color LED light bar. It's something we've got them here on the calendar. Went out, everybody's seeing these. I've also got a vendor in the market that's putting these out in boxes as they go out. So if somebody doesn't know about this new product, they're under a rock. So man, tell us about that one and what sets it apart.
Yeah, we're super excited to bring the Infinitra to market this year. It's a four color bar all the way around, and it is all about total configurability. It delivers full 360-degree coverage in either an amber, red, white, and blue configuration or an amber, red, white, and green configuration. But beyond colors, it's the level of control that really separates it from traditional light bars.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Well, let me ask you this. What kind of control does the operator have over this bar?
So you're going to be able to adjust, everything independently from flash patterns, the pattern speed, color selection, intensity, front cutoff, rear only patterns, In fact, I can switch this camera around, and I've got one set up. I can show you a little bit. So why don't we
See,
do that?
that's why the YouTube is so much greater than the audio, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I'd love to see it, brother.
Let's see what we got here. So with the Infinitra light bar, you've got, your stop tail turn, which you can toggle on or off. If you don't need stop tail turn, you don't have to have it. It
Okay.
also has multiple running light modes where you can have three lights in the center here. You can have cruise lights on the ends. So there's a number of ways you can set it up before you even get into the strobes and the patterns and the colors, etc. But let's take a look here. I'm gonna hit strobe. So, you've got just an amber strobe there. You can change the pattern. You can change the speed of the pattern. You can change the intensity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And of course, you could change the color as well. Now, here's where it gets really cool. I'll go through it. You've got the way we've got it set up. I've got four buttons with strobe. So this one's got, amber white. This one is red and white, but the control pad has 16 buttons, and any of the buttons can be set up. 11 of the buttons can be set up to any of the patterns the bar has. And the other five buttons are for speed, color, intensity, pattern select, and then front cutoff. But what's cool is we also have like a rear only pattern. So, guys that are in the Northeast, I know when they are sitting stationary, they're allowed to integrate blue into the pattern on the rear. So, what we would do in that case is go through and find a pattern that we like. Let's see. So, let's just say it's that one. That is the rear only pattern. Now I'm going to change the color. Now this bar doesn't have blue in it. This has green instead. But see now on the rear, I've got, amber and green. That would be blue in a bar that's ordered with the blue. And so I'll kill that. I'll go back, I'm running amber. Might speed that up. I'm running amber for my strobe, but now I'm stationary. So I hit this other button, and now I've got, in this case, it would be amber blue on the rear. So for the Northeast, we've got you covered. I know there are other states with different requirements like that, where this bar addresses it. You don't have to special order a bar. This bar comes fully equipped out of the box. It also, of course, has, rear work lights, front takedown, left alley, right alley, basically 360 work lights. And there is a pattern that you can also set where it's you hit one button and the whole thing comes on, and you can even change that to where it's I'll go through some of the modes here or the patterns, so to speak.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we call it the Infinitra because, it's basically infinite configurability.
Man, that's phenomenal, Chris. I'm blown away by how much is built into this light bar.
Yeah, that's the parade mode we call it.
Love it.
And let's see. So this is cool too whenever you have the full 360 like this because you
Yep.
could you could use it as just a cruise light mode too, where it's on steady in any of the colors, you know.
Wow.
And then, of course, you have your traffic advisor and you can adjust the speed of that. Left arrow, center out, right arrow. There's just so much you can do with this bar. Now, as you're looking here, you may see this control box. And this central control box, you've got your control pad that goes to the control box. And this control box has outputs that correspond to the 11 buttons that, you have set to your various stroke patterns, arrows, what have you. So you can set it up where when you hit strobe 1, you have grill lights tied to it to the output in here, so they respond off of the control pad as well. Or you hit work light, and you've got those tied to the work light output in the central box, so they come on as well. But the true beauty of it, and I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera around now.
Okay.
So the true beauty of all of this too is that it is part of our new PowerLink 2.0 platform. The 2.0 platform is 44 times faster than the original PowerLink, which is still a very solid product line. And it's fully built out, with all of our various add-on lights that, just happen to factory wiring. But it's all 2-wire. So, PowerLink, for those that are, of the uninitiated, PowerLink
Yes.
is it's a power and ground system. So it's kind of like CAN bus, but we're not using a data wire. We're using existing power wires to send our digital signal. So it's really rather revolutionary for emergency lighting. Your control goes to power and ground. Light bar goes to power and ground on that circuit. And then we're building out the product line as we have with PowerLink 1.0, where you'll have drop-in replacements for your factory stop-tail turn, drop-in replacements for your factory markers that have this technology too. And the 2.0 platform, they're going to be all multicolor, where you'll be able to select up to 4 colors on these lights. So a lot of really exciting stuff coming, and it makes it where it's super configurable and easy to install. And the only limitation is the imagination. That's what I like to say.
Well, I was about to say, TowMate is definitely a company that's not satisfied with reaching the top bar. And it shows by making it 44 times even faster
Right.
on that. And man, let me tell you, that design, the Infinitra, that's phenomenal, because that does give them so many options in one place. So
Yeah, and
you blow
when
me
you're
away with that.
yeah, and when you're talking about crossing state lines, or for dealerships too, if you're selling a truck and you're not sure when you build that truck out where it's going to land, these customers have different needs because we don't have a unified lighting code for the federal U.S. So, there's different requirements in different places. This light bar addresses all of that. So you just stock one light bar, and it's fully configurable out of the box, ready to go. And so that's the Infinitra. In addition to being 44 times faster on the PowerLink 2.0 platform, it also has redundancies built in where it's sending the signal over 3 frequencies. So that data is going to get through even if there's, interference that's humming at this frequency that could interfere with that signal. This now has redundant broadcasting where that signal is going to reach the lights and pretty well instantaneously. So we're very excited about it.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. What you guys have thought of everything over there. So I'm blown away by the product. Chris, let's do this. I'm gonna take a quick break for our sponsors, and when we get back, we'll have more great information on the lights from Vice President Chris Anderson of TowMate Industries. We'll be right back, guys.
Towbook.com is the only way to go to manage all the vehicles you tow off the road. A #1 platform in the industry. The cloud-based towing software can handle all your needs right from your phone with support day and night. Visit Towbook.com and give it a try.
TRAA is the national association representing the U.S. towing and recovery industry. We act as the voice of America's towing industry by offering representation, education, and leadership at the federal level. Much of our focus is on representing the interest of the towing and recovery industry on Capitol Hill, including promoting positive legislation and opposing potentially negative legislation. TRAA is the industry's watchdog on Capitol Hill. There are so many compelling reasons to be a TRAA member. Besides being the right thing to do, membership gives you exclusive member benefits worth thousands of dollars a year, including exclusive TRAA member discounts from our featured partners such as Coast Fuel Cards, EV Clever App, Towbook, Wreckmaster, TowCert, Haas Alert, Zips, We Buy Key Fobs, Auto Data Direct, and Fleet Compliance Solutions. Free advertising in our national membership directory and online directory, email updates, invitations to exclusive events, and scholarship access. But best of all, you are pouring back into the industry to assure we together make it stronger for generations to come. A special thank you to our partner Gay Rochester of INA Towing for her continued ongoing support service to TRAA and her commitment to safety for our industry with one over, lose none. Become a National Association member today at TRAAonline.com.
Well, welcome back, listeners. You are listening and watching Tow Professional Podcast. Every week, we do our best to bring you a guest on here that's one of our industry leaders. We have them here today with Chris Anderson of TowMate, and we do our best to make sure we get all the industry information to you so you can make those quality decisions when buying your products out there. As you know, you can download us. We're still available on the audio format on all podcast formats from Pandora, Stitcher, iHeartMedia, Amazon, or wherever you get your podcasts. But now you can see this mug on YouTube as well. So make sure you go over and check out Tow Professional Podcast. And now we're back with Chris Anderson of TowMate. So, Chris, and coming back, man, you've already knocked my socks off. I'm gonna have to put them back on here with the Infinitra bar. But let me ask you this: who is that Infinitra 58 designed for?
Yeah, well, obviously with so much capability, it's not limited just for the towing industry. However, the flagship model, the one that I just showed, is the Infinitra 58. So that is pretty well a size that's pretty specific to the towing industry for wreckers. But we in rollbacks, but we are going to be also developing other sizes. So the next, I believe, is going to be probably a 72-ish in that range. And then we'll also have, on the smaller side, we'll have, I think, a 51-inch, which will be very much applicable for law enforcement. And highway service fleets, utilities, municipal, and then we're also going to have one that's in the 2 to 3 foot range as well. So really anybody that needs emergency lighting, can utilize this bar, this technology, and especially upfitters too. Working with the PowerLink technology, it's helping them turn vehicles, get them in and out of the shop faster, and lower their labor costs. So the Infinitra is definitely going to open up some doors and provide avenues for increased revenue for a lot of our customers.
Man, I love it. And, you even said earlier, a lot of these dealers are getting these trucks, they're speccing them, they're getting them ready to go. And then they might have something that's not right for another state. And you guys took that right on with this bar and allowing the programmability in it. So absolutely phenomenal, man. So I guess my next question, let's talk about, because I know there's some things coming down the pipeline here. There seems to always be when we talk. So it's just like when I talk to TowMate, it's like open a Cracker Jack box, because I know there's a surprise in there. There's more coming. So let's talk about something that's coming soon, the TowMate Advantage wireless tow light. Can you tell us a little about it?
So it looks like the secret's out, at least to you. I might have had something to do with that. But yeah, so the TowMate Advantage wireless tow light, it is basically the little brother or cousin to the Saber light, which we released last year. The lithium powered, 6 amp hour lithium. The brightest wireless tow light on the planet. It's got the 4 modes: your stop, tail, turn, area light, strobe, and stop, tail, turn with strobe. So this is in the same ballpark, but kind of dialed down a little. we wanted to bring something that's feature rich like the Saberlight at a lower price point and add more value to our customers that can't aren't necessarily in a position to spring for a $400+ wireless light, but could derive benefit from having integrated warning light, integrated area light, backup light, and the stop tail turn, as well as a lithium battery platform. So the TowMate Advantage addresses all of those. It's it's built off of the same sort of platform as like the TM22 series, the number one selling wireless tow light in the world.
Yep.
But it's getting a facelift. So it'll have like a 3 amp hour lithium cell, and it will have all the features that the Saber has, just not quite as bright because that uses like literal warning light, emergency light LEDs in the Saber. That's kind of the top tier, but this is still going to be very effective at performing each of the tasks that it's designed for.
Man, that's absolutely awesome. Well, let me ask you this: what functionality does the Advantage offer for our users?
Right. Yeah. So like I said, it's going to be, of course, your wireless stop tail turn.
Yep.
You'll have red tail light. Now the cool thing with
Okay.
this is your turn signals are actually going to be amber, and they're going to sequence. So
Oh, wow.
it'll have a very clear footprint of what the driver's intention is for motorists that are following. It should also address any areas of the country where officers seem to claim that you have to have amber, which I've never seen on paper, but
Right.
some of these guys try to be sticklers about it, and it's like, okay, well, we can do that, and so this will be another safety net for not getting shaken down by the man,
I love
So,
it. Love it. Well, you know what I'm going to ask next? Any chance I can see one? You got
well,
one
it
laying
just
around
so
there?
happens, Darren Weaver, I've got a prototype here. So
Love
this
it.
is not this will be available probably sometime in March of 2026. But here we have it.
Oh, wow.
So we've got a nice steel gray housing, a clear lens. You've got the 100 pound rubber coated magnets, your little switch guard there, and this has side lights too. But so they've been doing some runtime testing on it. So this one's actually about dead. And take a look at this. I'll show you how you're able to tell that it's almost dead. When I start it up, bam, one amber light on the end. So that means it is almost dead. When it's a full charge, the light strip is all the way full. So you have a battery indicator on startup every time. You don't have to refer to anything else. It's just when you power it on, how many of those amber lights are lit up. That's how much charge. So here's your wireless stop tail turn. You know, almost dead. Now you've got your strobe.
Wow.
Yeah. Start it up again. Cycle power, almost dead. And there's your area light.
That's fantastic, man. That looks so sharp.
Yeah. So, and this is going to be on the lower end of $300 retail. So, I think, yeah. So it's going to come into the marketplace at a very competitive price, offering a lot of features. It's not quite as inexpensive as the lead acid TM22,
Right.
but that's really kind of an archaic technology with the lead acid batteries. So
Right.
we're really guiding everything towards lithium now, which
Right.
we have lithium upgrade kits that are available where you can upgrade your TM22 to a lithium battery. And indeed, we will also be offering an upgrade kit with the light strip that you just saw and a lithium battery together. So you can upgrade your existing TM22 to the TowMate Advantage. So that's what's coming down the pike, and I'm glad you asked because we want to kind of get some buzz around this thing. We saw in the last year somebody introduce a light that was kind of a little bit of a take on our Saber light. orange
Right.
housing and all. It's like come original, folks. But and they're coming over by the container load from China, and it's like, okay, is that thing really going to hold up? What kind of service are you going to get? With TowMate, you know that you can always call us. You get a human on the phone, and now we are bringing all of these features into a product that's going to be priced competitively. And it's a U.S. made product. Every time you buy a TowMate product, it's a U.S. made product. You're supporting U.S. families, and we appreciate the 41 years of support from all of you guys out there in the field.
Man, fantastic, Chris. I tell you, I've been to the facility before, listeners, and let me tell you, it is unbelievable. Everything they put in place to make sure they put a top quality product out. I don't know what I thought in my mind a lighting facility should look like, but it was 100 times more than what I was thinking. So you guys have definitely done your homework and put everything in line so that every time you put a product out there, it's meeting or exceeding your client's expectations. So got to give you kudos for that, brother. Well, listeners, we're going to take another short commercial break to listen to our sponsors. And when we come back, more information from Vice President of TowMate, Chris Anderson. We'll be right back, guys. Hang in there, and we'll see you in just a second.
In the heavy wrecker and towing industry, safety and efficiency are paramount. That's why professionals trust Will Burt for their scene lighting needs. Will Burt's night scan light towers can be installed on wreckers and tow vehicles, providing powerful illumination exactly where it's needed. The remote positioning overhead LED lights do not blind oncoming traffic or your crew. For rugged, reliable, and portable lighting, Will Burt's rechargeable scene lights by Night Searcher are the perfect solution, ready to go anywhere. With the FRC scene lights from Will Burt installed on your vehicle, you can ensure the area around your truck is brightly lit, further enhancing safety and efficiency. Learn more about how Will Burt's scene lighting solutions can make a difference at willburt.com. That's WILLBURT.com. Will Burt, innovation elevated.
Well, welcome back, listeners. Darren Weaver again with Tow Professional on the Go podcast. You are listening to the Tow Professional podcast, as I said, and you are the ones that made it number one in industry. Again, the only publisher-owned podcast in industry, and over 23,000 listeners worldwide. So we got to thank you for that. And as always, you can still find the audio version on podcast platforms, Pandora, Stitcher, iHeartMedia, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, anywhere you get your podcasts, you'll find us. Also, now you can see this mug on YouTube. Aren't you happy? Well, we're back now with Chris Anderson, VP of TowMate Industries. And let me tell you guys, every time I talk to him, like I said, there's always a prize in here. There's always something new. So I always love bringing you on, brother. We've got to do this at least every quarter. And I don't know if I can keep up with the innovations there if I do it every quarter. So we might have to pick that up and do it a little more often. So let me ask you this. I know TowMate is also launching TowMate University. So what is that? Let's tell our listeners about it, and why is it important to create?
Yeah, so and this ties into kind of what I was saying at the beginning is education, making sure guys understand the equipment they have.
Yes.
TowMate University is our new online module-based learning center. So we kind of realized even the best products don't deliver their full value if users don't understand all the features. So TowMate University gives operators, fleet managers, and dealers an easy way to learn about our products, best practices, and applications, on their own schedule. So we're already in production on some of those. It's going to be this mug talking about the products, and in its infancy, it's really going to be kind of geared towards dealers in the beginning. So they have a solid foundation to educate their customers. But I mean, there's nothing, that's necessarily specific that only dealers can know about our products, so it'll eventually make its way out, where it will be guiding end users to these knowledge base resources.
I love that. So what we're seeing then is a lot of companies, they will sell you a product at a show, they'll sell that to their distributor, get their distributor to pick it up and start carrying it, and then a lot of times it's just something that's on the shelf. And when somebody says, hey, I saw that, I heard you offer them, but they'll have that control pad, they might not know where half of the buttons do and what the full capability is of the product. So now what you're doing is you're going to go in, and every one of those distributors, before it even hits the end user, you're going to make sure they know front to back on this, so they can absolutely coach the customer on what works best for their business. I love
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
That's forward thinking right there. I love it. I love it. Well, what other kind of content will people find there at the TowMate
Sure. Yeah.
Go-Karts?
Yeah, so initially it's kind of a look at who we are, what we do, and then it breaks out into the various product categories. So there'll be product overviews. Eventually there'll be setup guidance, configuration tips, application specific training. The goal here is to reduce guesswork, minimize the learning curves, and help customers get the most out of their TowMate equipment.
And again, I'm just going to say, I know I'm going to wear this word out, but that's fantastic, because a lot of times you get a product and it might have a little bit of English, mostly foreign writing in it, and it's just pretty much try and figure out what to do and how to install it. And the products I myself buy from the most is those where the manufacturers say, hey, listen, when you open this up, here's a QR code, scan it, go to our site and take a look at it, and it walks you through the installation and walks you through the different features of the product. And I always love those. It makes everything easier. It makes me look smarter at the end when I get everything hooked up. So
We
we
can use all the
absolutely
help we
love
can
that.
get with that, right?
That's right. That's right. I need all the help I can get. So let me ask you this, Chris, and this has been very informative. So I thank you again for this. So as we wrap up, what excites you most about 2026 for TowMate?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of a combination of things: the smarter hardware, better education, products like the Infinitra and the Advantage wireless tow lights. That give operators more control than ever. And TowMate University, where it helps ensure that the end users can use and control the products confidently and safely. And I think that's where we're going to see real progress for the industry, and we're excited to be a part of that.
That's so awesome. Well, man, I tell you, listeners, in an industry where a lot of companies out there will just turn a product out, throw it in a box, stamp it, and send it out the door. It's always awesome to see companies that always push the envelope, that continue to go back out there. They're never satisfied with great. They want a greater product for their customers. And I've always seen that with Chris, VP of TowMate, and his father, Brian. Man, they've got a heart and a passion for this industry, and they're always concerned about what happens when that light hits your hands, because they know the way that works counts to your business, and you see that in the product. They make sure everything is top notch for you. So, but before we leave here, before we wrap this up with the finishing prayer, is there anything you want to say to our listeners before we part?
Well, again, thank you for 41 years of support. As Darren said, our number one goal is to provide products that are going to hold up over time and do their part in ensuring that you're able to do your job safely and effectively. So thank you so much, and we're really looking forward to a solid 2026, and hope everybody stays well out there.
Awesome, awesome. Now let me ask you, the new products that you're showing here that we got the sneak peek of, those will be at the Florida show coming up in April.
Absolutely. So the Infinitra is available today. So
Yes.
contact your local dealer, get the details on that. Those are available today. The Advantage will probably be its real debut will be in Florida, and
Fantastic.
they'll
So
be available for purchase there.
Well, just like Chris said, gentlemen, men and women out there, if you want an Infinitra bar, make sure that you go ahead and pre-place your orders on that before Florida. I do see there's going to be a great surge for that product. So to make sure you don't leave there empty-handed, make sure you go ahead and pre-order before the Florida show, so that your unit's there and you can take it home and start enjoying it right away. And as always, I'd like to pray us out. Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you for this wonderful industry. I thank you for the inventors in this industry. And dear Heavenly Father, every one of our vendors, I ask that you just continue to help make them prosperous, help fill them with knowledge and wisdom that will continue to make this market a safer place for all our driving public out there. Also, Father, I thank you for every one of our men and women in towing and recovery. I just ask, Father, you keep a hand over them, cover them with a hedge of protection, keep their family safe while they're out there working, and bring them back home to their family safe, and bless them for their servant's heart. Thank you again, Lord. We ask all this in your precious name, Jesus. Amen. And listeners, as always, we thank you for being here, listening to some of our top producers that we have in the industry, our vendors that are bringing the latest products to you, that are concerned about your job and making sure that you show up in the black and not the red. They've got the products that'll get you there. Make sure you reach out to TowMate and see the innovations that are coming to the market. They're glad to put them in your hands and help you get your job done easier. And until next time, Tow Professional on the Go podcast, we'll be back next week with more informed information from leaders in the industry like Chris Anderson with TowMate Industries. Thanks again, Chris. God bless you and your family and the products that you offer, and you have a great week, sir, as well.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.